Hey guys, it's Kyle Bennett with hardoscp.com, and what we have today here is the Rockit Cool Delider kit for Intel 1150 and 1151 socket CPUs. In the past, we've shown you a couple other tools, kind of like possibly this one we had made that we used a hammer with to delid with. It actually worked. And we've also shown you the Delid die mate tool. This is probably the best finished one out on the market. Like I said, this is the Rockit Cool 88. It's, let me show you before I get into this. These pieces here are actually to relid the CPU. We'll get back into that in a minute. So let's get those out of the way. So this is what's at the heart of the beast here. And it's actually very, very simple. Show you how to use this. I bought this from a forum goer, hard forum user who was done with it. So you see we've got everything there in the middle. So looking around here, we've got our arrow to the side. This is a 7600K retail sample. There's our little arrow. Drop it in. This tool complete, the way I've shown it here, is $40 online. So we make sure that our piston there is backed up, because that's actually what is going to push the heat spreader off. Here we got this tight, so we can turn our screw here in the back until we feel a little pressure on it. Let me show you this here. Let me bring it in a little bit tighter. So we got you in tight here. So there's where our piece that's going to slide forward and actually push the integrated heat spreader off. So as we tighten it, you can see that start to move. Let's move it across there. So now I've got tension on this, so now it's a little bit tight. So now we know that that is lined up with our heat spreader. So I'm going to use hex head here, Allen tool. I'm going to try, and I think you can see there. Let me see if I can get enough torque on this. Listen, and there it goes. That one was rather uneventful. Usually they sound like a damn shotgun. So let's bring that back. So if you look real closely here, you can see where our glue is now exposed along there. And we're definitely loose. And there you go. So we've got some other testing to do. We're going to clean this up, and then I'm going to show you how the relid portion of this kit works. So when I go back and clean these up, I like to use these plastic razor blades. So what we have there is a very clean 7600K ready for naked die testing. Now I'll use the same process to clean up the integrated heat spreader. After we get into testing here, I'll show you how the relid kit works to put all this back together and what we like to do. Now that we've successfully delided with the Rockit 88 deliding tool, we want to put everything back together here. So one of the standouts about this kit is the actual relid parts that come with it. So this is everything it's seen here. This is your centering tool, and this is your hold down tool, and this is the actual screw that's used to put pressure back on the integrated heat spreader itself. So let's show you how we're going to do all this. I've already cleaned this off with isopropyl alcohol. Get down in some air. So you can see the contact points that are exposed on the substrate. We've used a black nail polish to cover those up, just because one of the concerns with using this liquid metal TIM is the fact that it can leach out, be pushed out once it flows, and cause a short there. So let's lay down a little TIM. Come on. Come on, there you go. I'm using a little dust-free tool here. You can see where we got a little bit of excess over here on the side. Given that we're sealing this up, I'm not terribly concerned about that. You can clean that up if you wanted to. So now we've got our heat spreader. Again, we've already cleaned this off with alcohol. Get all the dust off there. And different people do different things when it comes back to prepping these. I've got this syringe that I've filled with red RTV, which is a gasket material. I like using it. Comes off simply, goes on pretty simple, cleans up pretty easily. So we're going to lay a bead down around the whole outer edge. We're going to leave one small gap at one corner to allow for expansion of gas underneath our IHS. Like I said, if you get a little too much, it'll press out. It's no big deal. This stuff won't hurt anything. And it cleans up real easy if you want to remove it. I generally don't clean it up because I don't care how it looks, but if you're going for the looks, then obviously you can clean it up with a plastic razor blade very easily after it's cured. So back, here's our processor. So we're going to use the centering tool. So you can see the centering tool, or you can see this has a hole right here. So we're going to line this up, place it down carefully, not to touch our metal TIM. This snaps down over the edges. So everything down there's good. Make sure you line up the golden arrow in the corner of your processor with the arrow here on the tool. Go in there. Okay, so now we've got that down in there. We're gonna get our spider legs. These are not equal lengths, so it only goes down in here one way. You want these tight, but these don't need to be terribly tight, just firm. Okay, so now we use our big black screw that comes with the Rockit kit. And thread it down in here. Now this is what's going to apply the pressure down onto the integrated heat spreader and seat it. Then we can catch some of the RTV squeezing out of there. So you can see the RTV pressing out, so we know we've got pressure down on that. Firm, not too terribly tight. So yeah, there you go. That's the Rockit Cool Rockit 88 Delid kit. Depending on what adhesive you use, with this RTV, I like to leave this in there overnight. If you're using super glue, which some people like to use, then an hour or two. Super glue obviously has a much quicker cure time, but that's it. It makes deliding and reliding, especially the relid portion. The relid portion is almost worth paying for too, because it's just so simple. So I think it's pretty much worth the value here. It's a good kit. It's well put together, and you know, if you and your friends going in one, or it should have really good resale value as well. So, I mean, once you get yours done, you can put it up for sale, and surely enough, there'll be somebody else that'll want to buy it. But there you go. Great product. This is Kyle Bennett with Hardo CP.